like music, that's kind of alright. And laughing until you die. Subscribe.
Hits and misses. I thought that would be an appropriate
Baseball?
name.
We're talking about baseball?
Because we're all
Yes,
huge baseball fans.
All three of us are pursuing
Music.
a Major League Baseball career.
I told you, I was 11 years old when
Yeah.
I immediately was like, I'm playing music, man. That's what I'm doing. So since I was 11 years old, I've been waiting for that hit.
Yeah.
And you know what happens when you wait on a hit? It never comes.
Oh, it'll
trying
come.
to
You
watch.
can't, but you can't wait on it. You just
No.
gotta, you gotta
keep
go for
swinging.
it. Keep swinging.
Yeah.
And
You'll
now
get a hit.
Baseball comes in. Yeah. Swing and a miss.
So we bring you on because you can't stop swinging.
I like to swing.
Yeah.
I have a lot of misses. But it only takes one hit. Once you have a hit, you know you can do it again. You're like, okay, I don't care how many times I've already done it once, I can do it again.
How close does it feel to gambling? Because it feels like you get pumped full of adrenaline. Like,
yeah.
oh, look what I did.
Yeah. It's a lot like that.
Yeah.
I'd say
you
it's
get
gotta
built
be
up,
pretty close.
but you have to learn to take the misses and go, you know what? I'm moving on. Even to this day, I have a hard time living in the present because I'm always looking for the future.
Yeah.
We got to get this done, because this is where we want to be this time next year. And yeah,
I noticed you didn't mention squat about the past.
no, you know what? I don't dwell on it. I don't let it bug me. Like I said, I had a lot of misses. But
I think that it's just very telling. I just noticed that, like, you talk about the present and you talk about the future,
Yeah.
but no, there's no reason looking back.
No.
Well,
Maybe to learn, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
what was your first big hit out of the park?
Probably my wife was my first big win.
Good answer, Joe.
We'll make sure that's in there.
My first big hit was in the publishing business, and I was out in California having fun, playing in a band. I had my first home out there, and I ended up having to rent it out and move back to my hometown, and my renters weren't paying their rent. I ended up having to let the house go back, and so everything we were living in a trailer, no money. I mean, we were on welfare. We were getting government cheese, and that's really good stuff.
I've heard it's great. I haven't. Everybody always says it's
so
amazing.
good. But you can't get it unless you don't have any money.
Everybody should do welfare once or twice. You get
Can't they put that on the market?
I mean,
right?
just exactly.
When we were broke and we literally went bankrupt and filed bankruptcy and everything. And I came in. I told my wife, I'm gonna start up a publishing business. I'm gonna start up a newsletter. And it's going to be a newsletter on how to get out of debt. And she's like, what? What are you doing? And she goes, nobody's going to read that. You're broke. You just went bankrupt. And I go, no, I know. I can tell them what not to do. I would watch people, and I would write stories about those people, and then I would have therefore, always put your change in the bank or whatever the moral of the story was. I put an ad in Entrepreneur magazine that to market it was called Debt Free, and I got like 20 subscribers, and so I was working day and night for 20 subscribers. My wife she'd asked me how many people I was doing all that work for, and I said, well, there's like 20 subscribers. She goes, what? Because I was working a day job. I was publishing that newsletter at night, and that was back in the days of dot matrix printers, so they would be running all night, like 5 of them.
In your room?
In our bedroom. We only had a trailer house, and my son was in the one room, and then we had the printers in the other room, and I had to close the door so it wouldn't wake my son up. So my wife had to sleep through that. My pastor even came out and said, Joe, you are out of balance. You're letting your family go. All you do is you work on this newsletter, and you're not spending any time with your family. You're out of balance. You need help. And I told him, I said, you know what? This feels right. I feel driven to do this. I go, something is going to happen. And sure enough, 6 months later, I'm up at like 700 subscribers.
Wow.
And I was able to quit my day job. And then, a long story short, we made like $3 million over the next 3 years. $1 million a
That
year.
is incredible,
Yeah.
man.
I'm still maybe a little out of balance.
I mean, I can
think
tell.
if you're gonna have big hits, you got to be a little bit out of balance.
yeah.
Maybe God made you a little out of balance.
It very well could be. Yeah, very well could be. I did think maybe I need to slow down a little bit. Maybe I am messing up, and I could tell it was like kind of hard for Shelly and
Yeah.
for my son and stuff. But I knew. But this was how I was going to take care of him.
Right.
If I can make this work, I will have plenty, and it worked.
Wow.
And after that, my wife never griped about anything I ever did.
There are times where I think, like, just what if we stopped doing this? We stopped doing the band. We stopped doing our everything with the band. It just closed the doors. I would feel almost no purpose. I mean, I think
Yeah.
about seriously because all the time I spend in the day is thinking about the band.
Yeah.
What can we do? How are we missing these things on this social media? What kind of songs do we need? How can we perfect our show? Literally all throughout the day, when I'm driving, when I'm getting ready to go to sleep, when I'm in the shower, I'm doing anything, I'm thinking about the band.
That's what you
would
gotta
I
go
fill
with.
my mind with if I didn't do this?
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody always says life's too short, and I hate to be just so cliche, but that is the way that I always think about it. Like, it's too short not
Yeah.
to try.
Right.
It's so...
But so many people don't try.
No, they play it safe, or they don't want to do the one. Sometimes you have to feed your family, and
Right.
you have to do the thing you don't like.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that.
Sometimes they don't have to be fed.
Everybody should know on the inside when they're doing something that this is what I was meant to do.
Yeah,
This is what
I
I was.
agree.
And then if you don't know what that is, what are people always asking you to help them with? What are they always asking you to do for them?
That's a
and
good-
then you can figure out, you know what, maybe I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Maybe if you've never thought
so
about
true.
it.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Having you sitting here kind of giving us encouragement and saying, don't stop, keep working. It can get discouraging when
Yeah.
the people you care about most seem to not really believe in what you're doing.
Right.
And that, I think you're an idiot.
Did you ever have somebody that outside perspective would did that for you, encouraged you?
You know what? I've had lots of people, but let me tell you the first guy that really motivated me and made me realize I could actually do something. I went to work for this crane manufacturer that manufactures those cranes that pick up the stuffed animals. Put
Yeah.
a quarter in there and pick them up. And I'd been there about 2 weeks, and it was very unorganized, just stuff everywhere. Anyway, after about 2 weeks, I'm working it. I'm just collecting my paycheck, right? This guy in a white shirt, nice pants. I mean, he looked sharp. He's screaming. He's yelling at Walt because there's not enough machines done. We've only done 2 in a week, and he's screaming and yelling. And so I stood up and I go, look, it's not Walt's fault. I said, this place is a mess. I said, it's unorganized. And he goes, who the hell are you? And I go, I just started like 2 weeks ago. I didn't know who the guy was, right? Where do you get off? Blah, blah. He's cussing at me, and MF. And then he's gone, right? He leaves and walks off. Towards the end of the day, I hear this, Joe Butler, could you please come to the front office? Joe Butler, please come up to the front office. And I'm like, oh, crap, I'm in trouble. And I walk in there, and there's that guy that was screaming at me. And he goes, tell me what you would do different back there. I said, well, I would take the weekend, have everybody come in over the weekend and just organize everything. He goes, how many machines do you think you could make in a week if we did that? And I said, 50. And he goes, I'm going to fire the foreman and you're in charge. That weekend, I had them come in and we organized it. And sure enough, we were doing 50 machines a week. I did think when he first yelled at me that first day, I thought, I'm leaving. I'm not putting up with this.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I stayed because let me tell you something. I recognized that his yelling and screaming was just the way he was. And he put me in charge of research and development, in charge of all the manufacturing. I was getting ready to quit and go to work for Disney. They were paying like $25 an hour for carpenters to build movie sets. Anyways, I told him, I said, I think I'm going to go and work for Disney because I need the money. And he's like, let me tell you something, Joe. He goes, when you work with your hands, you're going to make good money because you have it in you to work. He goes, you are a task guy. And he said, you're going to make 25, 30, maybe $40 an hour. He goes, but that's it. You'll never make more than that working with your hands. But if you work with your brains, sky's the limit. And then he took me in his Mercedes. He said, I'm going to show you something. And he showed me his house in Encino. He had another house in Hollywood Hills. He had a Rolls Royce, a Ferrari. I mean, he was rich. He said, I'm going to give you a raise. But he says, I don't want to see you working with your hands out there. I only want you using your head. And that changed my life.
But you wouldn't even have been out there without rock and roll, right?
Oh, man. That's all I wanted to do was play music. I played in a band out there. We were playing every weekend, and I loved it. Christian rock.
Yeah. Did you wear tights like Striper?
One day they said we're gonna wear spandex, and I went to one gig and I said I'm not wearing spandex to any more gigs. I felt naked up on that stage. I was so glad I had my guitar in front of me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You've seen what we wear. It's not spandex, but it's really, really short shorts.
It's more than spandex. It's skin.
My shorts barely come out from under my guitar.
You guys look good, though.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to my wife about that. He said that we look good.
How do you balance the dream versus actual reality of having to live and pay your bills?
A lot of what I hear you saying to me sounds like you got to ignore reality.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But for me, I just was driven all the time. Mm-hmm. And I didn't mind losing sleep. There is nothing like just persistence. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keeping after it. And I don't care if there's one person there to listen to you. You just keep doing it. You keep doing it because it's just what you have to do.
That's the story of our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah, there's just one person.
Mine too.
You're the one person.
I have one too.
Man, I think consistency in anything is going to yield results in one of two ways: the result you want, or something telling you it's time to move on.
Right. And don't be afraid to have a miss. You're going to have more misses than hits.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'd made some money with the publishing business, so I thought I'm going to try the nutrition business. And I had 3 products. I had a vitamin and one called Defense Plus. And then I had a face cream for women called 20-something. But this Defense Plus was more for older people, and it was to help them with their blood and just give them more oxygen in their blood and just give them more
erections.
Give them more, give them more energy. And we were selling these products like crazy, right? We were probably up to around 40,000 a month selling these vitamins, right? I had other staff that usually answered the phone, but somebody was calling. I picked it up, and it was an old guy, and he says, "Yeah," he goes, "I'm having some problems with this Defense Plus. I can't seem to urinate like ever since I've been taking it." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, I just can't get that piss out like it's supposed to come out. It's just trickling out." And I'm like, "Well, stop taking that product, right? Quit that and don't take it anymore." I hung up with him. And I went, I'm selling this company.
When you sold it, though, you told everyone, by the way, you can't piss when you take it.
Yeah, I never told him that. I just let him find out.
You can't piss with this, but the things you can do with your penis now.
Yeah, so much better than taking a leak, right?
Yes. Take a break from pissing for a little while. Do some other stuff.
If it lasts more than 4 hours, call your doctor.
We are very driven.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people think that we're stupid and crazy, and maybe that's just marketing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're having fun. And you know what?
You
know what the thing is? The thing you're talking about, that feeling like God is in this. That sounds ridiculous. If you're watching our videos, I know you're thinking, God is in this.
It's your gut.
Yeah.
You got to listen to your gut.
It's tough sometimes. Here's powerful.
Yeah.
There are nights when my mind will get spinning thinking about all the things that I need to be accomplishing, and I cannot get to sleep. It's like stress, like
it's just that anxiety.
What I end up doing usually is I get up and walk out to the living room, and I pace this carpet that we have, and I just pray.
Yeah,
I start
great.
praying. I just pace and
That's it.
pace and pray. Just pace and pray.
Yeah, I get like that too. Even still.
Yeah,
I get
really?
like that. Yeah.
As recently as 2008, you guys had, because of the economy, had gone down again. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's something special in a person that can take a hit like that and get back up and make it all back, fix it.
Maybe everything kind of led up to that because that was my toughest year ever. 2009, the real estate market dropped, lost every client that we had. I ended up laying everybody off. We lost all of our clients. We had a baby that year, and then I lost my son in a car accident that same year. So I had all that hit in 1 year. This is what I felt like. I felt like, God, I've done everything right. I've gone to church. I've raised my kids right. I've tithed. I've read your word. I have my devotion. I've done everything right. Why did I lose my son? Because out of all the business stuff and all the other junk, that was going bad, that one thing was the toughest thing I've ever dealt with. Look, failing a project, failing a business, it's not a big deal. You just start over. But he was gone, and I just remember that I was like, Lord, why? Why did that happen to me? I don't get it. I thought if I did everything right, that things would go smooth. And I never really got an answer, but I remember thinking, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I'm going to put my trust in him. I'll see my son again. I'm going to put my trust in him, and I know that if I keep moving forward, that he's going to take care of me. And I'm not going to get bitter at him. I'm going to put my trust in him because this life is short, whether it's 20 years, he had 20 years on this earth. And I'll tell you, it was like going into a movie and coming out of the movie. It's gone, it's over, and I don't have any more time with him. But whether it's 20 years or 60 years or 80 years, it's an instant. It just goes by so fast. So I'm not going to sit in my room and feel sorry for myself. I'm going to get up. And for a while, I was just putting one foot in front of the other. I was just doing what I knew that I needed to do. And sure enough, pretty soon, it started getting better. My clients started coming back. Of course, they had restructured their new name, a different company, started coming back, and things started to turn around. And now we're doing great. Things are awesome. I'm blessed.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. And you guys just keep after it. It's really about being persistent. It really is. It's just not letting anything get you down, not letting anything get to you and stop you from doing what you want to do.